the city of the sun. You could have stayed, it's only over when the day is done. I never knew you was a runner, yeah. I mistook you for a son. It don't matter what we think when it's all over. 'Cause this is our last chance to leave it all behind. Raise your voice and raise your power, yeah. This is our last chance to leave it all behind. Raise your voice and raise your power, yeah.
Archie, is it fun?
Fun.
Fun.
After me. Ready? Happy?
Happy.
New?
New?
New.
Was wrong to say I wouldn't change a thing, 'cause in the story of our lives, the best of times through colored glass, time moves on enough to let me move on past, but every little now and then it creeps on back to shape my smile.
Today is March 18, 2025. It is 3:08 a.m. PM. I just came from the gym and I just posted what I was eating, salad, on my community board. And I wanted to read some articles that I keep on pushing. Look at this. Let me pause it so YouTube don't black the video. So while I have the time before my kids come from school, my youngest in particular, I want to check some articles out that I keep on pushing. All right, so let's get started. Another excellent article regarding the gutter British press and calling out the hypocrisy. I agree with everything that has been said in this article. Perfectly written. Okay, so let's check it out. So the only reason I'm sharing it with you because I want to read it. So since I'm reading it, I'm going to share it with you. Okay, so this is the retweet. From avocados to bath salt, the ridiculous ways the media uses concern to attack Meghan Sussex. All right, the link of the article will be in the description. How the media uses concern trolling to smear Meghan Sussex. Wow, there's a lot of commercials. Recently, the Daily Mail attacked Meghan Sussex DIY bath salt recipe from her Netflix series with Love Meghan, claiming the health experts were alarmed by potential skin risk. This so-called concern is part of a larger pattern where media outlets and commentators pretend to care while actually using concern trolling to undermine her. Examines how the press weaponizes fake concern to unfairly target Meghan and shape negative narrative around her. And you know what I'm seeing as well? This is happening. Oh, what the hell? I don't want to subscribe. Let me pause and figure out what's going on here. What I see is also happening is that they're using the tactic of whatever Trump is doing shipping, arresting and shipping those immigrants to other countries, I will not be surprised they're gonna start, I don't know, I guess young people, okay? They always make the young people do the dirty work for them. Make things sound so hip and it's okay, this is the way things should go. It's some sort of a reverse psychology and make it hype and fun in a way where still they pretty much messing up families, okay? They're not even following legal process of doing what they are doing. But that's a different story. So it's almost the same thing as that, okay? Understanding concern trolling. Concern trolling happens when someone pretends to be worried about a person's actions or choices, but is actually using that concern to criticize them. Instead of directly attacking, concern troll disguised negatively as advice or moral outrage. For example, if a black woman launches a lifestyle show, critics might frame their disapproval as concern, claiming it sends the wrong message during tough economic times or make her seem out of touch. Yet, when Pamela Anderson, a white woman, debuted a vegan cooking show, she faces little to no backlash. Okay, I don't even know she had something going on. A lifestyle show. This pattern shows that joy and success are seen as more acceptable for white women than for women of color. Meghan Sussex is a prime example of this hidden bias, facing constant media attacks disguised as concern for her action. The Daily Mail used concern trolling to smear Meghan's background. Yeah, they've been doing that. In 2016, the Daily Mail tried to make Meghan Sussex's background seem unfit for the royal family. They ran a story claiming she was almost straight out of Campton, linking her to crime and gangs. Instead of openly criticizing her, they pretended to show concern about where she came from. I'm telling you, the UK is masterful at this. Very masterful at this. So what's happening in the US? The same way, what's his name? The Fox owner, Murdoch, have been doing this a little at a time. This is why they brainwashed so many Americans to vote against their best interests. So now they're going full blast, nuclear in the US. How about that? Okay, Meghan did not grow up in Canton. She lived in View Park, Windsor Hills, a wealthy, mostly black neighborhood known as the Black Beverly Hills. Her mother, Doria Ragland, owned a home in the hill above Crenshaw. Far from the gang violence the article suggested, the Daily Mail ignored the truth and used racial stereotype to spread fear and doubt. This is concern trolling, acting like they are just sharing facts while actually trying to damage Meghan's image. Alright, from the start, Meghan faced dog whistle attacks, subtle racism disguised as concern over her suitability for the royal family. You know what was good about Harry and Meghan relationship is that Harry, I'm telling you, Harry is a very brilliant man. He knows those people and he knew what he was looking for. So in order for him to get to know Meghan, he didn't tell anybody. So their relationship started, nobody knew that they were dating. So he got to see Meghan for, with his own eyes. And then even still, after he's been dating Meghan and he made it public, he was still, due to the way the media, do their tactic, framing their wording, and it still raised a little eyebrow on Harry and had to check on Meghan to see if certain things were true. I mean, these people are very masterful at this. The avocado controversy exposes media bias. In 2019, the media attacked Meghan Sussex for eating avocado toast, with the Daily Mail claiming her snack was linked to human rights abuses and environmental damage. The coverage framed Meghan as irresponsible, using concern trolling to turn everyday food choice into a scandal. There's receipt of different things here. Right. However, the royal did the same without backlash. The Express praised Princess Catherine when Prince William was gifted an avocado, calling it a remedy for her morning sickness. The stark contrast and coverage shows the double standard at play. Meghan's actions were framed as harmful, while Catherine was celebrated. They have that narrative. These people spew vile thing across the globe. The narrative from the beginning was that black people are seen negative, and their complexion, white, seem to be as the savior of whatever. Meanwhile, they the one who's undermine everything that God have created, spreading hate and negative things around the world. How the media use earrings to push a false narrative. In 2021, the media targeted Meghan Sussex for wearing earrings that were a loan from the royal collection, originally gifted by Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman. Critics claim she was insensitive to human rights issues, pretending to show concern while actually pushing a smear campaign. However, Meghan did not own the earrings. They were a loan from the royal collection, just like many pieces worn by other royal women. Yet this outrage over Meghan's jewelry was nowhere to be found when Queen Elizabeth II publicly wore a Saudi gifted necklace on December 4, 2018, weeks after 11 Saudis were indicted for journalist Jamal Khashoggi's murder. The King Khalid necklace, a gift from the Saudi royal family in 1979, was part of her public engagement, yet the media said nothing. The outrage was never about ethics. The media used concern trolling to single out Meghan for criticism while ignoring that she had no control over the jewelry and followed standard royal protocol. Meanwhile, the Queen and other royals wore Saudi gifts without backlash, proving that the attack on Meghan were about tearing her down, not holding the monarchy accountable. In some shape or form, now that someone took the time to write this stuff, some of them I've already shared on past videos, but someone took the time to put this article together to highlight, the hypocrisy of things. And this is why I say sometimes Meghan had to be the one, and not that I'm happy she went through it. Nobody should be going through that unnecessary pain. That she went through it to show the world, this is the spotlight here, that how the institution is. And I hope little at a time more people's eyes are being opened. How the media used concern trolling to attack Meghan for attending a movie. In early 2024, Meghan Sussex and Prince Harry attended the premiere of Bob Marley's film in Jamaica, an event unrelated to the royal family's health matters. Yet media outlets like the Daily Mail framed their appearance as insensitive, linking it to King Charles preparing for prostate surgery and Kate Middleton spending a week in the hospital. They have nothing to do with that. This was a classic case of concern trolling, pretending to be outraged over Harry and Meghan's supposed lack of sympathy while actually using the situation to smear them. But you have to think, what about the other royals? When that happened, I think I was highlighted some other things, because Harry is not was the Mumbo, the other brother's wife. Okay, is not Mumbo's husband, so he has nothing to do with Mumbo being, having cancer. And then the father, who literally, as far as I'm concerned, when it comes to Charles in relation to Harry is dead to him, because as a father, he still hasn't done anything to put a stop to the nonsense that's happening. All right, when he needed the help, he just let the media go hound him, and along with his family, especially when he was in Canada. But anyway, let's continue. But what does Meghan Sussex being in Jamaica have to do with King Charles' health or Catherine's hospitalization? As I'm editing this video, one of the things that came to mind, it seems like if it was up to Baldy, Egg, Mumbo would have been gone already. There was a time I remember reading where she was afraid to either fly or go under a tunnel. Some of you might remember, but it seems like they were preparing to X her. The reason I think that has not happened yet is because it seems like they need her, so when they're writing their BS stories, so they could compare their BS stories about Meghan, they could use her and the narrative when they're talking about Meghan. That's what came to mind. But if it was up to Egg and Baldy, if you know who I'm talking about, okay, they would have asked Mumbo already. Okay, so that just came to mind. Why is it their responsibility to publicly acknowledge this event while other royals continue their own engagement without scrutiny? The framing wasn't about concern for the royal family, it was about policing Meghan and Harry's action and reinforcing the false narrative that they are always in the wrong. The media conveniently, I mean, if people took it that way, they must be really ridiculous because, everybody will not know all the little detail, like the Sussex squad knows what's happening between Harry and Meghan and the royal family, but people who just happen to stumble upon the nonsense that's going on, they're not gonna understand it. They probably will take it as facts, the same way they got me the first few times when I was just, looking at the headlines before I started following them. But when people start looking deeper and see the full BS, like for instance, this article, for instance, who's highlighting all the key issues, then people will understand how stupid and ridiculous the royal family are. They're revealing themselves at the same time. I hope I make sense with that. The media conveniently ignores the many times William and Kate attended events while Meghan was pregnant, experiencing a miscarriage, or being relentlessly attacked. The goal isn't fairness, it's control. And once again, Meghan is the chosen target. The media uses concern trolling to blame Meghan Sussex for Justin Welby's scandal. Okay, oh my God. In late 2024, Archbishop of Canterbury, at this point, if people don't get it, I don't know what else, we need to show them to let them know how stupid the tabloid is. Everything is Meghan, and Meghan just a few minutes was in the UK, and then they kick her out, and she's been living in the US more time, married Harry in the US than being in the UK, and everything they're blaming her for. And this is why the squad keep on saying the power that she possesses. Okay, in late 2024, Archbishop of Canterbury Justin Welby resigned after failing to act on widespread sexual abuse within the Church of England. And I had my eye on that guy for a very long time. And once I look in his background, when I realized he was like in a business kind of thing, I don't remember the video that I have it, and probably 2023. And I was like, he was in some stuff in France, business, could be oil or whatever it was. And I started questioning myself, how the hell from that to become a priest? It doesn't happen that quickly, but whatever. It works for those people. There must be more to it. I didn't look deeper, but there has to be more to it. Anyway, let's continue. What I mean by more to it is more to the quick change. And, well, I guess that, what I'm reading right now about the sexual abuse. But anyway, let's continue so I don't give myself more work. Instead of holding him accountable, the media twisted the story to blame Meghan and Harry. The Daily Mail led the charge, claiming Welby had fallen under their spell. The power they give them, as if their friendship somehow influenced his failure to protect over 100 victims. Oh my Lord. It's laughable, sad but laughable. The Daily Mail deflect from Justin Welby's resignation scandal by falsely linking it to Meghan and Harry. Okay, just they're doing that so they don't have to talk about the priest action, pretty much. Alright, this is a classic concern trolling, pretending to care about church abuse while using it as another excuse to attack Meghan. You know what that reminds me? Was this lady who was in the same lawsuit with Harry, where they used the murder of her son and pretend one thing? But I don't know. That's just came to mind as I was reading that. This is classic concern trolling, pretending to care about church abuse while using it as another excuse to attack Meghan. The Daily Mail didn't push for justice or demand accountability from the Church of England. Instead, they made the scandal about Meghan deflecting from the real issue. I'm telling you, if Meghan were to speak and start pointing out the highlight of the nonsense, so much Meghan could have done. There is so much Meghan could have done with these people for inserting Meghan out of nowhere for people's misbehavior. So much. There's so much. But she just ignored them. Whoever came up with this angle deserved an award for Olympic level mental gymnastics. The Church of England covered up horrific abuse, yet the focus is on Meghan and Harry. Like I've said, they are masterful at this. They've been doing this for a very long time. The moment I started looking into the institution, I was getting so much information of how they get started. I did a video, I'll put a small clip of that, with their tactic with the media. Okay, even before TVs and radios, they just had newspapers. They were masterful at this. All right, here's a clip of that.
When racism as such, as a philosophy, kicked in, was as a direct reaction to the abolitionist movement. The abolitionist movement driven by some of the leading intellectuals of the day, as well as driven by hundreds of thousands of ordinary people in this kingdom who signed petitions after petitions and presented them to the House of Lords. When the abolition movement really kicked in from the 1780s onwards, the planters had to respond. And so this is where you get the most virulent imagery about brutal, pagan, bestial.
But the media is a powerful force.
Black people in the literature and in the imagery.
Cartoons portraying black people as licentious and depraved began to circulate.
But the media is a powerful force.
The anti-abolitionist Edward Long wrote,
"The lower class women in England are remarkably fond of the blacks. In the course of a few generations more, the English blood will become so contaminated with this mixture as even to reach the middle and then the higher orders of the people. This is a venomous and dangerous ulcer that threatens to disperse its malignancy far and wide until every family catches infection from it."
If we're assigning blame, why not King Charles, the supreme governor of Church of England? Not only Charles, what about, what's the other one? The brother, Andrew. The media's desperation to drag the Sussexes into unrelated scandals shows just how far they'll go to smear them. If the media truly cares about accountability, they will be investigating the failures of the Church of England instead of finding ways to blame Meghan and Harry. The fact that they don't tell us everything. Public figures fuel contradictory criticism. Even commentators who recognize racial bias against Meghan Sussex still contribute to concerned trolling. Heidi N. Moore is a prime example. I was reading something recently about her. Some of the squad, I don't know who she is, but I remember reading some stuff about her. So she's a celebrity? I don't know. Okay, Heidi N. Moore is a prime example. At one point, she acknowledged her white woman's jealousy and racism fueled the attacks on Meghan. Yet later, she joined the pile on, calling Meghan a fake girl boss and accusing her of exploiting her racial identity. Baggage forgot, that's all. Meanwhile, Meghan is just minding her own business. Moore's history makes this even more revealing. She was once close to Jason Kenoff, Prince William's former right-wing man, who played a key role in leaking negative stories about Meghan to the press. Did they ever, let's say allegedly on this? I don't think I've read anything where they had named him as being the one who leaked it. There were some articles from Byline, but it was allegedly. It was allegedly with what's the other one? The one that says Sussex Squad. What's his name? Oh damn, what's his name? I'll put his picture. I can't remember his name right now. But it was allegedly due to friendship and parties. I remember covering it, but I think it was still being allegedly. And Dan Wooten. Oh my God, now I remember. Dan Wooten. And then he got fired. They create this narrative where that woman claimed they were, I don't know, some allegation because they were laughing at her. And they used that to fire him. But nothing concrete ever really come saying it was him. There was some link that was alleged, okay? But anyway, I spent too much time on this. Okay. Jason Kenoff, Prince William's former right-hand man who played a key role in leaking negative stories about Meghan to the press, allegedly, even though we might know certain things, but let's put allegedly. After they fell out, Moore exposed Kenoff as the man behind Oh, so they did. Okay, so I wasn't aware of that. More exposed Knuff as the man behind Meghan hate accounts linked to Kensington Palace. Okay, that part I wasn't aware. This is why I was saying allegedly. So I was like, oh, okay. So I wasn't aware of that part. Okay. So she redeemed herself. But now it seems they've made up and she's back to targeting Meghan online. She frequently spews misogyny, towing the line between racism and sexism, yet reacts poorly when people call her out. The hypocrisy is glaring. She won't last a day in Meghan's shoes. Instead, you know what that remind me? I think not when Harry was interviewing this guy. I'll put the screenshot of the thumbnails when Harry was interviewing this guy during the Black Lives Matter. And Harry was saying in that interview, there are a couple of things he will never understand if he wasn't with Meghan, to see how the media blame Meghan for almost every little thing. So that's what came to mind, where Harry is saying he will never have understood or see it from the perspective of Meghan, or the things that the media was trying to do, if he wasn't with Meghan. Okay. You should go watch that video. It's on PYTE. Instead of holding the powerful accountable, she attacks Meghan while lecturing black people on who they should support. This isn't journalism or fair critics. It's a deliberate effort to tear Meghan down from every angle. The bath salt scandal, another media smear disguised as concern. The Daily Mail outrage over Meghan's bath salt recipe didn't appear out of nowhere. First, they spread false claim that Netflix will cancel her show. Then, they marked her content. When neither attack worked, they pretended to worry about safety, manufacturing a new controversy. The pattern is clear. When one smear tactic fails, they move on to the next. Yeah, and the worst thing is, they don't even let it simmer, I would say, to see how it play out. They want quick result. They have no patience. I'm sorry I'm saying that. It's like I'm letting the cat out of the bag. They have no patience. They move from one thing and then they quickly move to the next tactic. And this is how people is like, oh my God. This is why she said mental gymnastic. But anyway, as Meghan Sussex expands her social media presence and builds her business empire, media concern trolling will escalate to unhinged levels. The same outlet that once dismissed her as irrelevant and failing will now scramble to twist her success into a problem that needs fixing. Oh, what's that other woman? I had it in one of my videos. What, Bethany something? She's like, no, you can't do this. Let me advise you. I'm like, please. The way you acting like that, everybody should stay away from you. No. Oh my God. It's like everything. Why can't they focus? You know, she should focus on herself. First of all. I just can't believe she put that video out. But anyway, let's move on. That's a baggage for God. Meghan is doing, she knows her niche. She knows who she's catering to. So these people could go. There's so much thing I want to say about their head, but I don't want to sound too violent. Those haters could just go somewhere. Baggage for God. Because Meghan is doing just right. She knows who she's catering to. But the others, all they could do is come and complain. Everything that she's doing is wrong. Meanwhile, her fans are more than happy to watch her content and support her. Let's continue. Meghan's growing business venture, including As Ever, will likely be spun as opportunistic or exploitative, with critics suggesting she is somehow profiting off her royal past, despite the fact that multiple royals, including King Charles and Princess Anne, have run businesses for decades. If she shares more of her life on social media, the narrative will shift to accusation of attention-seeking or desperation, conveniently ignoring the fact that Prince William and Princess Catherine rely on social media for branding just as much. And then the thing is that everything that Meghan is doing now, from what I've seen, which I was not following her before, is things she's been doing before. All right, so let's continue. The scrutiny won't stop there. Her role as a mother will weaponize in the predictable ways. If she focuses on her business, critics will claim she is too busy for her children, but if she posts about them, the headlines will accuse her of overexposing Archie and Lilibet for publicity. Even as the royal family frequently shares photos and videos of their own children without backlash, Meghan and Harry's marriage will continue to be a target, with tabloid recycling old divorce rumors and inventing new insider, that's end quote by the way, reports about supposed tension, no matter how strong their public appearances prove otherwise. Even Meghan's philanthropy won't be safe from media manipulation. Any charitable effort she supports will be framed as performative or self-serving, with critics insisting she is trying to outshine the royals despite her long-standing commitment to activism that predates her marriage. And the other thing as well, with this, I think a lot of charities learned that the hard way, or they didn't know the tactic of this. And this is a warning to, I think this article is pretty good, is warning to almost all angles of things that as Meghan expand her exposure for her business on social media, this is a way to warn any future or potential companies or charities that's gonna be supporting her. Because what happened from the beginning, some organization did not learn that tactic. Many of them were afraid. Okay, they were afraid, thinking that they're not gonna get the funding that they need to help them growing and things like that. Like, for instance, I don't remember the name of that charity where Meghan and Harry had donate money to them. Meanwhile, something had happened and that charity kept its mouth shut. It was years later they opened their mouth and said, oh, Meghan did donate money. I don't know if it was about their wedding and they gave money to that charity. I don't remember the name of the charity. Okay, and then years later, after they come out and said, yes, Meghan did do that, they were afraid or whatever, and that's where the backlash came, because they were not strong enough to support Harry and Meghan. So a lot of squaddies turned their back on that particular charity. Thank God I forgot the name of it. I'm not gonna search for it so I don't put it on full blast. You could go and search for it, but it's in one of my videos. But because of the lack of support, when the tabloid were punishing Harry and Meghan in particular, and they shut their mouth, they didn't say anything, and and years later they come out and said, yes, Meghan did this and did that. They didn't support Meghan when Meghan needed the support. So a lot of the squad gave them the middle finger and like, F you, something like that. All right, so did I read that? Yeah. Final thought. At its core, concern trolling isn't about ethics or accountability, it's about control. The media and its critics have spent years trying to define Meghan's narrative on their terms, but now as she takes control of her own image, they are left scrambling to invent new ways to undermine her, often exposing their own desperation in the process. That's what I saw too. As we move forward, we're seeing the things that they continue doing, the manipulation, the reverse psychology of things. They're pretty much revealing themselves. Despite the media's effort, this strategy will fail. Meghan has already proven she can rise above the noise, and the public is growing more aware of how these narratives are manufactured and weaponized. And thanks to the squad. It's the squad, the relentless global Sussex squad. And I guess I would say I'm part of it, even though my channel is not that huge, but the consistent, they have tried, okay? They have tried to prevent me from talking about Meghan in a positive way. And this is one of the reasons I show the background of my channel. And for those who keep on saying, oh, you're making money off of it, I show you because I don't care. But the thing to go against them, to talk negative, to add to their pain. I mean, I'm not saying I'm perfect. There are times I will say certain things that I don't know. I will not go out of my way to inflict pain on the Sussexes, but I'm not perfect. I'm human. There are times many of you will not agree with some of the things that I say in my videos, but consciously, for me to go out of my way to add to Harry and Meghan's pen, never. That will never happen. But the media, I could see it, and I've highlighted the only people who will understand, because I've shared a lot of my concern on some of my podcasts. The only people who will understand are my 200s, okay? Because I went crazy when I got to 200. It felt like 1,000 to me at that time. Because when the media realized that I continued talking in a positive way about Meghan, and I was seeing so many little things that were happening to my channel, I can't pinpoint. It was so hard for me to say exactly what it was, because it was deliberate and it was very sneaky. So I was like, you know what? From this point on, let me just show the background. This is why most of the time, well, in this video, unfortunately, I didn't start like that. I usually start showing you the background of my channel. Okay? It's because of those small little manipulation of things that I was seeing. And I was like, they're really trying to get me. As a matter of fact, in 2023, PYTE was not monetized at all. And I caught it the right time because I felt it was going to be demonetized. And as soon as I realized that, I create Team Sussex, which is the background. It's pretty much almost the same. It's just now I considered, since both of them are monetized, I put the the derangers kind of talking point on Team Sussex, and PYTE full focus on Harry and Meghan positive things. Because the moment that I saw it was about to demonetize, I create Team Sussex, and I start telling my subscribers on PYTE, go subscribe to Team Sussex to build viewership and subscribers so it could be monetized. And as soon as I got to that point, PYTE was demonetized throughout 2023, and they will not let me monetize it until I did something or whatever. And if I actually have a third channel, the third channel is completely Harry and Meghan's work. All right, this is the most cleanest channel that I have. It talks about Harry and Meghan's work. Guess what? YouTube demonetized it. And I realized in order for me to get it back into the monetization program, there are some short videos that I feel like they don't like and they want me to delete them. I was like, I'm not gonna do that. So that channel could stay completely demonetized. I haven't posted that much there, but occasionally I put some stuff there. But anyway, let's finish this article. I went off. So I was here. As she continues to succeed, concern trolling will become even more exaggerated, more ridiculous, and ultimately more ineffective. Alright, so that was a pretty good article. I kept on pushing it back. So now that I have time before my son comes home, I thought I read it so I see what it is about. So while I'm reading it, I share it with you. So it didn't take any time from me. Alright, so let's see some of the comments here. Very good article. The summary is clear and precise. The tactics used are blatant and outdated. Okay, another brilliant read. Very good article. Bon article. They are excellent article. Okay, so that's that. Media are fine, or they need money again. Okay, we just have to ignore them. So that is it. Please take a moment to subscribe, like, and share. If you want to support this channel, there's a PayPal link and a Cash App link in the description. You could donate. Those who have donated, thank you. What the hell is this? Something must have happened if she posts that. She literally just posted, this is Myra, 6 minutes ago. They are saying that waffle looks like Lizzie. I literally just saw that 6 minutes ago. Like, I'm flabbergasted. Let me pause again and look for that video that she's making reference to. I have an image of it from earlier this morning. I'll just share it with you when I'm editing. Alright, so that's it. Thank you for watching.